I have a book haul for you today. I have 2 books that I pre-ordered, and then I have some Book of the Month Club picks for you. So let's dive right in. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel at least twice a week, and then movie reviews or book to movie content here at the weekend. All of my social links are in the description box below, so including my blog and my Goodreads, so you can keep up with my reading and my watching in between times. I have got some pre-orders here for you, and I know I didn't bring you a book haul last month, but it's because I thought these pre-orders would arrive a little earlier. So I have August's Book of the Month Club picks, and then my September pre-orders that I put in, even though I thought they might come a little earlier. But both my pre-orders are quite special books. If you missed my last month's book haul, I will leave it linked up above. And please do let me know in the comments how we should celebrate getting to my next subscriber milestone, because I'm getting very, very close. Let me know, please. So I pre-ordered 2 books from The Ripped Bodice, which is a romance bookstore based in, I think it's out Santa Monica way. It's definitely like the LA area, California. But I specifically ordered from them because I pre-ordered my signed US copy of In Case You Missed It by Lindsey Kelk. And this one is signed and personalized. You could have it personalized, and they gave you the option of whether you wanted the signed by the author sticker or not on the front, so I was able to say no to that. But there's my lovely signed copy, and I love this bit of the book as well. How many books has Lindsey Kelk written? I have a whole Lindsey Kelk playlist, which I will leave linked up above, including my review of this one. But this one is adult romance rom-com. I think it's marketed as romance here in the US, but it's a rom-com and it's amazing, and you should definitely check out my full review because I love it. And all of the books I'm talking about today will of course be linked in the description box below. But this is fantastic, and I'm just so excited to have a finished copy. Normally I would have been back to the UK and maybe even seen Lindsey Kelk on tour in the UK. I've managed to catch her UK tour for her like summer book. She's been kind of managed to catch tail end of the tour, because I normally end up back in the UK around September time. Obviously not this year. So I was excited that I could pre-order a signed copy, because I have most Lindsey Kelk novels signed up on my Lindsey Kelk shelf, which you can literally just see the bottom of it. There's my I Heart Hawaii water bottle that lovely Kelly sent me. So this is why I made an order with The Ripped Bodice. So I got this one, very excited about it. Check out my standalone review of it. And then whilst I was pre-ordering, I also wanted to pre-order this book because this author had a very cool pre-order campaign going on. So I pre-ordered Coffee Days, Whiskey Nights by Cyrus Parker, which I do talk about during my, I think it's my Reading Rush reading vlog, which I will leave linked, because I talk about reading this. You get a little mini reading vlog. However, now that I have the finished copy, I am going to go through and read and tab it up, because we've got Coffee Days are the white pages and the Whiskey Nights are the black pages, which is very, very cool. And the pre-order campaign was, if you pre-ordered and then sent the publishers proof of your pre-order, you got not only a couple of stickers that say things like, the greatest gift you can give yourself is permission to be, but also a signed hand-typed note. And so my pre-order goodies already came, so I'm going to keep the note in the book so that they can stay together. But this is, yeah, again, reinforces the give yourself permission to be. And then this is, did I say that this was a book of poetry? But I'm going to go through and tab it up because I read an e-copy of it. So yes, this is the first 2 books here I have already read. This is a general theme for this book haul. But yeah, I read an e-copy of it, but it means I can't stick my sticky tabs on like my favorites I'm wanting to return to. And I always sit here and say, I read this by Cyrus Parker, or I read this by Amanda Lovelace, or I read this by Nikki Gill, and I really want to reread it. And I then a new book comes along and I forget that I want to reread it. So rereading this straight away is a good thing, and I'm excited to have that. So those are the 2 books that I pre-ordered from the Ripped Bodice, and I should have kept the packaging to show you because it came in wonderfully pink shiny packaging, and I was able to tick the box to say that I wanted both books to come in the same packaging. I could have had the 2 books shipped separately because I think the Lindsey Kelk book, I believe she went and signed them on like the 29th of August. There was something about the 29th of August that they would ship out or something, even though the book wasn't released until the 8th of September. But because this one was released on the 8th of September, I opted to have both books in the same package rather than receive 2 packages. And so they actually shipped to me on the 9th of September. So that's why this book haul is a little later than I had planned. So yes, I have read both of those. Highly recommend both of them. Very different books. And then my Book of the Month Club picks for August. I was attracted to many books in the month of August, and so I ended up getting 3 books in August. And then the opposite happened in September. I looked at the September selections and I really didn't fancy any of them, and so I skipped the month of September. So I'm quite all right with the fact that I ordered 3, which is the most you can order in the month of August. So I ordered Luster by Raven Leilani, and let me read you the synopsis of this one because I listened to it on audiobook. It's quite a thin one, it's quite a quick read, but I will read you the synopsis just now. You got my lovely shadowing going on here. How do we even know what we want? How do we know and how no one wants what no one wants, and how do we even know what we want? How do we know we're ready to take it? Edie is stumbling through her 20s, sharing a subpar apartment in Bushwick, clocking in and out of her admin job, making a series of inappropriate sexual choices. She is also haltingly fitfully giving heat and air to the art that simmers inside her. And then she meets Eric, a digital archivist with a family in New Jersey, including an autopsist wife who has agreed to an open marriage with rules. As if navigating the constantly shifting landscapes of contemporary sexual manners and racial politics wasn't hard enough, Edie finds herself unemployed and invited to Eric's home, though not by Eric. She becomes a hesitant ally to his wife and a de facto role model to his adopted daughter. Edie may be the only black woman young Akila knows. Irresistibly unruly and strikingly beautiful, razor-sharp and shyly comic, sexually charged and utterly absorbing, Raven Leilani's Luster is a portrait of a young woman trying to make sense of her life, her hunger, her anger in a tumultuous era. It is also hauntingly aching depiction of how hard it is to believe in your own talent and of the unexpected influences that bring us into ourselves. And it just reminds me why I'm quite glad that I'm not in my 20s anymore, and what it's like being in your 20s and living in a big city as well. I live just outside London, but it's a different working environment to living in a smaller city or a town. And so, yes, this was engaging. Once I started reading it, it was really engaging, but it wasn't always a pleasant read, and it wasn't an easy read, and it has a lot to say. So if you like the sound of that, I'll leave a link in the description box. Then I also have The Night Swim by Megan Goldin. This was particularly interesting to read after having read and watched I'll Be Gone in the Night, because this follows a podcaster who returns to a town where one of the podcast crimes took place and the trial is going on, but she ends up looking into another crime as well, and kind of talks a little bit about both on the podcast. And so it felt a lot like I'll Be Gone in the Dark, and at times I had to remind myself that it was a novel and not a non-fiction. And I listened to this one on audio as well, and this is an adult thriller, but I really enjoyed this one, and takes slightly less explaining than the last book. And then the final book that I ordered from Book of the Month is the only book in this haul that I have not read yet, but it is on my September TBR kind of tentatively on there. I do have an audio copy from my library, so I'm hoping that I'll get to that. This is The Unravelling of Cassidy Holmes by Elissa R. Sloan. I like the cover of it, and it was kind of a title buy. I liked the sound of the title, so I put it down as a mark on the back now. I like the sound of the title. It sounded like something that would be up my street. I'm going to read you some of the synopsis so you get an idea of this one, because like I say, haven't actually read this one, so that's a bit different. There we go. Cassidy Holmes isn't just a celebrity. She is Sassy Gloss, the fourth member of the hottest pop group America has ever seen. Hotter than Britney dancing with a snake, hotter than Christina getting dirty. Gloss was the pop act that everyone idolized. Fans couldn't get enough of them, their music and their drama that followed them like a moth to the flame. Until the group's sudden implosion in 2002, and at the center of it all was Sassy Cassie, the Texan with a signature smirk, and that had everyone falling for her hook, line and sinker. But now she's dead. Suicide. The world is reeling from this unexpected news, and no one is more shocked than the three remaining Glossies. 15 years ago, Rosemary and Yumi had been the closest to Cassidy, and this loss is hitting them hard. Before the girls split, they each had a special bond with her. Truths they told each other, secrets they shared, but after years apart, each one of them is wondering, what can they have done? So I also really, really loved the sound of this one, and it reminds me a little bit of some of the kind of general fiction written by women that I've read over the years, where somebody has died or somebody's not seen a friendship group for a while and something's happened, and they kind of have to come back together to find out, but we've got the added celebrity here, and I love the fact that I keep thinking that this is mirrored, but it's not, because I'd be able to see you if this was mirrored. But yes, so this is the one that I haven't actually read out of all the books that I've hauled for you so far. So I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments, what was the last book you bought? Do you pre-order books? Have you bought any from independent bookstores yet? And if you're on the fence about book of the month, I do have a link in the description box that you can use to try it out. So there we go. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed so that my next video lands in your subscription feed. I will be back with more bookish content for you soon and more movie reviews at the weekend. So I will see you then. Thanks for watching.